Yes, people. Sorry, it's like you've come to me, Paul Merson on Sky Sports. I'm still eating. Big up to everyone that's locked in. This is a bit shambolic start to the show. Apologies, people. I'm just smashing down a snack. Fucking hell. Let's start that again. That was an absolute shambles. We're going to run that back.
The last home game of the season is probably I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live stream and welcome to all your latest Chelsea transfer news. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you're smashing up the like. Subscribe if you're new around here. And, of course, get involved in the chat. Hope you all enjoyed your weekend, guys. And there is plenty to dive into at the start of another week. Potentially a week which ends with Chelsea being crowned world champions. You never know. But we've got loads to dive into. The latest on Arsenal's pursuit on Noni Madueke, with Arsenal reportedly reluctant to pay £50 million for Madueke. There's a bit of a gap in valuation. We're going to go through all of that stuff. We've got the latest on the future of Leslie Ugochukwu. Joao Felix is doing his best Romelu Lukaku impression, and he is saying in interviews that he wants to return home. He wants to go to Benfica. We're going to dive into the latest in regards to his future as well. And we've got the latest on that man, Mohamed Kudus, with a deal for the Ghanaian international to Chelsea at this stage looking very, very unlikely. Very, very unlikely at this point in time. Apparently, Kudus only wants to join Tottenham. But interestingly, a key sentence in Romano's tweet, at this stage. Now, whether he knows something, whether he's just leaving himself a bit of wiggle room in case that changes, but that's quite interesting. Anyway, chat, before we dive into it, just a quick reminder again, make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off and free shipping. Get your latest Chelsea home shirt, away shirt, great quality, affordable prices, name, number, sleeve patches, whatever you want on the side. Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Make sure you check it out. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off and look fresh over the summer and for the new season. And that's enough about that. Let's say hello to a few of you guys, and then we're going to get this show on the road, chat. We're going to get this show on the road. Noni gone anyways. 40 plus 10 will do a trick. Let's wait and see. If you can sell Felix for 30 mil, I'm taking that 100%. Noni 50 plus 5. Yeah, I think 50 plus 5, 45 plus 5. Let's wait and see. Yes, big up, bro. No, thank you, brother. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Yes, big up. Hope you're doing well, bro. Yes, hope you're doing well. Intro well and truly bottled Arsenal style. What we're gonna do to keep Madueke? Or I don't think we are gonna keep him, to be honest. I don't think we are gonna keep him. But you never know. Look, if we keep him, it is what it is. You know, it wouldn't be a complete disaster. At least Felix didn't do that interview midway through the season. No, fair enough. Yes, big up, bro. Big up. I still don't want Madueke to join Arsenal. Let Arsenal look for a right-wing depth. The fact that Arsenal wants to sign Madueke is proof he can succeed for Chelsea in the future. I've got no doubt about it. You know, Madueke can definitely succeed for Chelsea. Of course he can. Yes, up the Chelsea. Reports from Arsenal are they want the deal for 35 plus 5. They want the deal for 35 plus 5. They know exactly where to go. They know exactly where to go because no deal is happening for 35 plus 5. Bro, Malik Fofana is not an upgrade on Noni Madueke. Not at this point in time. Arsenal pay 40 mil is an insult. It absolutely is. Bro, Madueke won that Conference League trophy. And do you know what? At 23 years of age, he thought, I've had enough of trophies. That'll do me. That trophy is enough for me. I'm going to go and retire from winning trophies and just put my feet up in North London at 23 years of age. I mean, look, I think people are entitled to do whatever they want to do. But people also need to realise that if he's been told that he's not going to be a big part of the plans, or he's been told that he can leave the football club, then why are people getting pissed off that he's agreed personal terms with another team if he's been told he can leave, or if he's not feeling valued by the club because loads of players are being signed in his position? It is what it is. It's football. You know, at the end of the day, it really isn't that deep. If this guy wants to go to Arsenal, crack on. You know, it's football. These things happen. In between our valuation 50 and theirs 40. Yep. Left back. I don't think we need a centre back. You know, if we can get one, great. If we can't get one, then it's not a huge problem. But a left back is essential. Yeah, this is the issue. This is the thing here, right? Because everyone was like, and I said it myself at the time. If you can get me Kudus, no problem selling Madueke. But now that the Kudus thing looks unlikely, you're sort of scrambling a little bit and you're thinking, right, okay, if we let Madueke go, what's the plan here? What's the plan here if we let Madueke go? Bro, that just simply isn't true. We know that Maresca actually does like Madueke. You know, we played him a lot last season. He was important. He contributed. Bro, Newcastle are going for... Newcastle are moving for Anthony Elanga. I don't see Newcastle dropping over 100 million on both Elanga and Madueke. I just don't see that. I just don't see that at all. But let's get into it anyway on the Madueke stuff. So, we've got... we had an update from Miguel Delaney saying that the 40 to 50 million pounds was on Madueke, not Gyökeres. Chelsea want 50 million, Arsenal pushing for 40. I think if we're being totally honest, chat, then it will happen for 45 million. It will probably happen for 45 million plus add-ons. I think that's what we're looking at here. That is what we're looking at here. 45 million plus 45 plus 5 maybe add-ons, or maybe if we can get 50 plus 5, we're laughing. If we can get 50 plus 5, we're laughing. But I suspect, given the fact we've done a lot of deals before, if Madueke really wants the move, then I suspect, even though I personally feel it's slightly under market value, I think that 45 plus 5 is probably what would get this deal done. So we had that there. Then we've also got a bit more news on the Madueke situation. Let me just find it now. So there's this bit here. Madueke is understood to be interested in Arsenal's vision and project. I mean, what project's this? The project where we continue to bottle it and win fuck all trophies every year. That project. Good project. Madueke would also maintain the same salary structure he has now at Chelsea, so there'll be no pay rise by the sounds of it. A compromise on price tag could be reached between clubs due to good relations on several deals. And this is the point that I was making. Chelsea and Arsenal have done a lot of business in recent years, which is kind of strange. But yeah, I think this is where we'll probably reach a compromise. And like Chelsea want 50, Arsenal only want to pay 40. It's kind of obvious the compromise is going to be in the middle at 45 with some sort of add-ons. That's what I think we're going to be getting the compromise at, chat. 45 plus 5 add-ons, and then and then we keep it stepping from there. That's what I see happening with this one. So he's approved the project, and then we've also got a little bit more on this. Romano's done something in a Give Me Sport newsletter or column that he does. Arsenal are prepared to send an official bid to Chelsea very soon for Madueke, with club-to-club talks due to start. Sources on both sides speak of different valuation for Madueke, but conversations between them in a good relationship after the Kepa deal. Imagine we get 60 million from Arsenal for Madueke and Kepa. Bro, I haven't blocked anyone. Must have been a mod that blocked him. I don't block people. So how do you even unblock someone? I wouldn't even know how to do that. If mods have got a mod will have to unblock him, because I don't know how you unblock someone, and a mod must have blocked him, because I don't block people unless they've been very offensive. But yeah, no, bro, someone will have to unblock him. So yeah, look, I think what we're looking at with this Madueke thing is there's confidence that this deal will happen. I don't know what I think about it. Because I was for it to a certain degree if you're going to get Mohamed Kudus, but if you're not, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know people don't like him. I know there's people that aren't fans of him or whatever, but we have to be honest here. Yes, Kudus and Madueke is a serious squad upgrade. But if you're talking about a Malik Fofana, if you're talking about, I don't know. It's going to be... It's gonna be an interesting one. It is gonna be an interesting one, chat. I don't even know. Do we even need? This might sound mad, right, chat? But is there a possible trail of thought that we don't actually need to replace him? Because you've got Joao Pedro, who could do a job there. You've got Esteval and you've got Pedro Neto. If you sell Madueke, are you not better off going for someone on the left-hand side? If we were serious, chat, we would be doing whatever it takes to try and go and get Rodrigo for that left-hand side. Rafael Leao, AC Milan have reportedly reduced their asking price to £60 million for the Portugal international. Would you look at maybe going and doing something like that? And you're right, we love a Jorge Mendes deal. We absolutely love a Jorge Mendes deal. It's what we thrive off, chat. It's what we absolutely thrive off. We love doing up Jorge Mendes deals. But look, if Madueke goes right, which is looking like it's heading in that direction, I'm not sure if we need a replacement on that right-hand side. Do we have enough? Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. Do we have enough on the right-hand side that if Madueke goes, that we just leave it with Neto and Esteval and Joao Pedro, who can do a job there? Palmer, if he can do a job, could do a job there if needed. Do we maybe focus on going on the left wing, where really we've only got Gittins, who's an out-and-out left wing? Yes, Neto can play on the left, but you'd rather have him on the right. I think if Madueke goes, I don't think we look for another right wing. I think we need to go for a left wing. I think we need to go for a left wing, chat, if Madueke goes. I don't think we need a like-for-like replacement on the right. I agree. I agree we should try and get Rodrigo, but I don't think we're going to do that. Do you know what, right? It's mental, because we've signed so many wide players and so many wingers in recent times, and yet we are still short on the wings. It's baffling, isn't it, chat? It is baffling how we've signed so many wide players, and yet we're sitting here talking about this, and it's like, we need more wide players, chat. We need more wide players. How is this a thing? How is this a thing that with all the wingers we've signed, we still find ourselves short? The only reason why I disagree with this, Martin, is because is it really sensible from a squad building perspective to have two left wingers, both 20 years of age, not very experienced? Is that a good idea to have Jamie Gittins and Malik Fofana both as our two left wing options? For me, it could turn out to be all right. I'm a bit skeptical over that, just due to a lack of top level experience. You know, I know Gittins has played Champions League and whatnot and all that stuff, but I just look at it and I feel, is this the right thing to do? I mean, again, Garnacho, at least he's like more experienced from a Premier League perspective, but still, it's not the best, is it? Nah, bro, we're never paying that. Warrior, I'll be honest. I think that I think that George is done. I think that George is done. I honestly believe that he will be loaned or he will be sold. He'll be loaned or sold, chat. Loaned or sold. I don't really see a space for him. How he's going to get the minutes that he needs. So, yeah. Yeah, Yildiz is not coming. There's no way that Yildiz is coming. George is done. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. Yeah, no, in terms of bring someone better in. But I'm just floating the idea out there. Do we need another right wing? Do we need another right wing? That is the question. That is the question. Do we need another right winger if Madueke goes, or should we be bringing in someone on the left hand side? Because personally, we're definitely short on the left wing still. I mean, chat, do you think we're short on both wings still? I mean, look, you've got Giovanni Quenda coming in 2026. That's another option on the right wing. Do we think we can get by if Madueke goes? Can we get by on the right-hand side next season with Neto, Esteval, and Joao Pedro doing a fill-in if needed, as well as Cole Palmer could potentially play on that right if necessary? You look to the left, though. All you've got on the left is Jamie Gittins. Neto could do a job there if you needed him to. And maybe Pedro, as a versatile forward, could play from the left-hand side as well. Or you could also look to use Nicholas Jackson. You could look to use Nicholas Jackson there, potentially. Yeah, absolutely need left-back depth. Bro, Arsenal can sign whatever players they want. And I want Arsenal to get everyone they need, because then there's no excuses when they don't win the league or the Champions League again next season. Because they're weak up here. They haven't got the mentality. They've not got the mentality to go and win and to get the job done. I honestly think that, yeah, for 60 million, if Rafael Leao is costing you 60 million quid, you've got Gittins on that left who could learn from Leao, and we can bet him in. Right now, and I'm not a biggest Rafael Leao fan, but it's a damn sight better than anything we've got at this current point in time. A damn sight better than anything we've got at this current point. So why would we not look to go and explore that? Why wouldn't we look to go and try and explore that when we know that Milan will probably open to selling? £60 million for him is by no means a bad deal at all. I don't get it. Yeah, but Yildiz has got immense quality. He's got more quality than a Malik Fofana. He's got more quality than a Jamie Gittins at this point in time. Yeah, I think George is going for pure profit, 100%. Leao and Antonio Silva would be top-notch. Yep. Yep, that could work. That absolutely can work. I mean, it's not something... I'm not saying it's something we're going to be seeing very often, but that can absolutely work. And I think we're seeing now, and it'll be interesting to see whether Maresca carries that on into the season, chat, is that it looks like we're going more with kind of them inside forwards. That's what we've certainly seen in the Club World Cup. Liverpool are looking at Malik Fofana. It certainly looks that way. He's agreed terms on a 5-year contract with Arsenal, and now we're just waiting for those club-to-club conversations to happen, chat. We're waiting for them club-to-club conversations to happen. Chat, I'm going to have to skip a lot of stuff in here. Has it been a 3 out of 10? I don't know. We've got no goalkeeper. I don't think we're going to address that. We still need a left-back backup, and we still lack depth in the wide areas. So I like the signing of Joao Pedro. I like the signing of Delap. I like the signing of Gittins. However, I still think maybe with the exception of Pedro, I still think when you look at what Man City are doing, when you look at what Liverpool are doing, I mean, you look at what Arsenal are starting to do, I look at the signings we've made, and in theory on paper, I know things aren't done on paper, but in theory on paper, you look at the signings we've made so far compared to the signings the teams that finished above us have made, and the signings that we're making on paper have not closed the gap. That's what I'm saying here. There's still a long way to go in the window, by the way. But if you're asking me right now, our business so far compared to what other teams have done that are above us and that we're trying to close the gap on, the signings that we've made haven't closed the gap at this point in time. See, I don't think we need a centre-back necessarily. A left-back and a goalkeeper are far more important. I still think we're lacking depth on that left-hand side. We're still lacking depth on the left-hand side. A left-back, a goalkeeper, and a wide player, that's what's required, chap. That's what's required. I don't want to say they're not Chelsea level, but they're not of the quality right now where they're going to come in and they're going to elevate us to where we need to be. They've definitely made the squad better. Do they make the first team better? Yes, probably. Probably they do. By the way, chat, keep smashing up the likes. Keep subscribing if you're new around here as well. Let's get this up to 100 likes. Let's get this up to 100 likes, chat. Smash up the likes. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Road to 20k is in full swing, chat. So make sure you help me get there. Sorry, we're falling behind our rivals because of this model. Maybe. We've got Esteval. We've got Santos coming in. Yep. Sterling and Chilwell will definitely go. Well, you can get it for 60 million. I think that's a good. That's a good. I think that's a good deal. If you can get him for 60 million quid, then I think that is a good deal. But yeah, I personally, I'll be honest, chap. I personally don't see another striker. I know people want another striker, but I don't see another striker coming in. So this Madueke thing, I don't know who we're going to replace him with. But the funny thing is, right, for me, Madueke is not a snake if he joins Arsenal because Chelsea are choosing to sell him. He didn't force his transfer like other players have. So if Madueke does go to Arsenal, let's not run this agenda on him. Let's not run this, oh, he's a snake because he's gone to Arsenal. Chelsea are choosing to sell him. He's not forcing a transfer or anything like that. So it's very, very different. It's very, very different. Very, very different. So yeah, that's the latest on Madueke. Is that personal terms are agreed on a 5-year contract, and now we're waiting for the first offer from Arsenal. Club-to-club talks are set to begin. Chelsea want 50, Arsenal want to pay 40. Let's see what happens, but I think it's probably a pretty safe bet to say that Arsenal and Chelsea will come to an agreement for somewhere in the middle, 50 million quid. That's probably what's going to happen here. 45 plus 5 would be my bet. But right now, I think what we're going to see here is, guys, that Noni Madueke and Arsenal is going to happen. It's just going to be a matter of time. It's just going to be a matter of time. That's all we're waiting for. That's all we're waiting for, chat. Just a matter of time until we get there. And we will get there. And this will happen. This will happen, chat. But let's move away from this and let's move on to someone who we thought could potentially be coming to Chelsea, but now looks like he isn't coming to Chelsea because Mohamed Kudus only wants to join Tottenham this summer window. The player's been very clear on his intention to join Spurs and not consider any other club or approach now. Now, we know that there was a £50 million bid rejected from Spurs by West Ham. And do you know what the funny thing about this is, chat? According to TalkSport, Spurs tried to include add-ons in the deal that related to them winning the Premier League or the Champions League. These guys are shameless. Embarrassing from Tottenham. Embarrassing from Tottenham to try to have the cheek and the audacity, to try and include add-ons in a deal for Mohamed Kudus relating to the Champions League and the Premier League. Tottenham, come on, guys. Come on. But for some reason, and I don't know why, but Mohamed Kudus seemingly only wants to join Spurs. Now, what is that about? What is that about? And I would have to question his ambition. The only thing I could see with Kudus wanting to join Spurs is that he's probably going to be a star player there, and he's most likely to start week in, week out. Now, we did fuck about with Kudus when he was at Ajax, and he went to West Ham instead. But the thing is here, chat, is that we've not made an offer yet for Mohamed Kudus. An offer for Kudus hasn't come in. It hasn't come in. It'll be very interesting to see what he decides to do if a deal with Tottenham is not done, but then he comes, and then we come to the table with an offer as well. If Tottenham's offer and Chelsea's offer are both on the table, you would expect him to choose Chelsea, but it'll be very interesting to see what this guy actually decides to do. It'll be very, very interesting to see what this guy decides to do, chap. It really will be. It really will be an interesting situation. I mean, who knows? If he said he only wants Spurs, then we should back out. I don't think we should back out yet. Spurs giving him an Mbappe contract, by the way. That's Spurs at its finest. We didn't prioritise Kudus, so he's not prioritising us. He'll get guaranteed playing time in Tottenham. For Kudus, it's only about regular game time. Yeah, potentially it is. And he would get more games at Spurs than he would at Chelsea. But let's not pretend, by the way, chat. Let's not pretend that Kudus wouldn't play at Chelsea. Because he would play at Chelsea. He would. I don't know. I'll be interested to see if we do. I think there's still a possibility that we can do that. I think there's definitely still a possibility that we can do that, chat. But we can also offer that. We can offer that. 130 to 140 is not out. That's not out of the Chelsea remit, chat. That is not out of the Chelsea remit. But yeah, I mean, I probably have to agree with Roadman Chelsea. Yes, Kudus is probably more of a right-sided player, but can be versatile across the front line. I think the Joao Pedro signing, maybe Chelsea have looked to that and think, do we need Kudus and Joao Pedro? I'm not sure if we do. So Kudus made it clear that he only wants Tottenham. And then we've had an update from, who was it? Sami Mokbel at the BBC, stating that, yes, it was true that Chelsea did hold talks regarding a move for Kudus, but it's understood a move to Stamford Bridge is unlikely. Let's see what this is saying. So at the moment, it doesn't look like that's going to be, it's not completely ruled out. It's just looking likely. At least 6 top clubs have inquired about Kudus in recent weeks. Chelsea did hold talks regarding a move for him, but it's understood a move to Stamford Bridge is unlikely. Well-placed sources have told BBC Sport that Kudus is prioritising a move to Spurs this summer. West Ham may look to sell one of their stars with a view to reinvesting the recouped money into the squad as Graham Potter prepares for his first full season in charge. Kudus has still got 3 years left on his contract, and he scored 13 goals and 9 assists in 65 Premier League appearances for the Hammers. So I look at it this way, and I think that if we wanted Kudus, guys, if we wanted him, we would have made a move by now. And we would have and we'd be getting the ball rolling here. Madueke is on his way out. Those negotiations are in place. All I'm seeing at the moment, chap, is very little movement from Chelsea in regards to Kudus, and I think we could be seeing a situation where we're not going to explore this deal. I don't see us exploring this deal. Yeah, and again, this is a point as well, chap, is that, you know, the right-hand side, you've got Quenda coming. Chelsea got big faith in and big belief in Quenda. If you bring in Kudus on that right-hand side, what does that mean for Quenda? Neto, Kudus, Esteval, and then Quenda. So, well, I hear it. But West Ham to Spurs is an upgrade. Bro, we aren't getting Yildiz. We probably don't need him. No. I mean, let's have a look at Quenda, because Quenda is doing him. Quenda's, you know, there's big faith in Quenda. And again, no, bro, Quenda plays on the right. I don't know why someone's telling me that Quenda plays on the left. Quenda don't play on the left. Quenda does both. He does both. If you look at his stats from this season just gone, Quenda does both. And if you actually look at it, if you look at this season, right, Quenda made 54 appearances. Of those 54 appearances, 28 of those came on the right side of midfield. Right side of midfield, right wing. 19 of those came on the left. So he's actually started more games on the right than he did on the left last season. So Quenda can do both. Nah, it's because I've been to the gym and then I sort of, didn't have a snack, and then I started eating and I didn't really finish it. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at, chat. I mean, look, Chelsea could use him on the left. We could use him on the left. But the point is that if we signed Kudus, where does that leave Quenda? You know, that's the thing here. So I think Chelsea have got to look at this and got to realise that you've got Quenda coming. Now, if you want to use Quenda and you've got plans to play him, then what message does it send if you go and bring in a Kudus? What does that say to Quenda? What does that say to him? You know, it doesn't send a particularly good message, does it? Bro, we're not going to hijack the Mbeumo deal. Chelsea are not in for Brian Mbeumo. You know, there's no hijack settings going off there at all. Absolutely none. What else is being... I'm going to have to scroll to the bottom, chat. I mean, this is the thing as well. We've also got Kendry Paez. I mean, what the fuck's going to happen to this guy? I mean, he'll go to Strasbourg. Let's wait and see how he does. But there's gonna be all sorts going on there. All sorts going on there as well. Chelsea never cared about future path for any player. Yeah, I do hear what you're saying on that one. I do hear what you're saying on that one. I don't think Quenda will go on loan. I don't think he will. I really don't see it. But again, the same question I'd ask you. When Yeri predominantly plays on the right-hand side, in what world and in what squad building sense does it make any sense to have Esteval 18, Wanyeri 18, Quenda 18? Gittins 20. Does it make any sense to have them three? Paez as well. How does it make sense to have Wanyeri, Quenda, Esteval, and Paez all the same age? Where are these guys playing? You know, we're just at this rate, you're just hoarding talent. You're almost just hoarding talent so no one else can have it. You know, it's like COVID settings for lockdown. You're just going to the shelf and you're getting like 20 bags of pasta off the shelf. You're not going to eat them all. You probably, you know, take some back or give some away. That's what we're doing here. We're going to the supermarket and we're getting our hand right to the back of the shelf and we're scooping all the shit off the shelf into our fucking trolley. And then we're going to decide what to do with it later. That's basically what we're doing. We're bringing it in, stockpiling settings, and that, you know, the trolley's full. You're going to eat all that? No, probably not. We'll see. We might put something together and make something nice. Or what we'll do is we'll just let some of it stagnate in the cupboard and we'll get rid of it later on. This is exactly what we're doing. Again, Rodrigo Mora, super talented player, but again, not someone that we need. Not someone that we need. It really isn't. Eze, yeah, look, Eze and Arsenal's gone a bit quiet. Eze in general, the situation has gone a little bit quiet on that one. Chat, we're 15 likes away from 100. Mods, let's get this up to 100 likes. Make sure you are smashing the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. We're just under 200 in the building. This should be on 150 likes easy, chat. So run these likes up and subscribe if you're new. No, Paez is going on loan, by the way. Paez is going on loan. Yeah, the Quendas transfer is big money. Yeah, look, there's not been a single mention of Eze and Chelsea. There's been nothing. I mean, look, the report from Matt Law said that Chelsea want to start the season with as many as 9 attacking options. Pedro, Jackson, Delap, Gittins, Esteval, Palmer, Neto. That's 7. Okay. That's 7 there. You've got room for a couple more. You've got room for a couple more. Definitely at least one more. At least one more still. Yeah, exactly. Bayern could easily make a move for Eze. They could easily make a move for Eze, chat, for sure. I don't know if he will be sold. You know, I don't know if he will be sold. Look, if a decent offer comes in and Jackson wants to leave, they won't stand in his way. But I don't think that Jackson is going to be sold, chap. I don't believe he will be. I don't think Chelsea will sell Jackson and Madueke. It will be one or the other. I would be very, very surprised, chat. I'd be very surprised if they were both sold. I think it will just be one. It'll be just one, and I don't know which one it will be, but I don't think it will be any of them. Bro, that was just a scaremongering thing. Do you really think with the players that we've got available to sell that we can't raise £60 million? Come on. You know, that Martin Ziegler guy does it all the time. He loves putting out a scaremongering piece about Chelsea and finances. The guy is absolutely shameless. He obviously gets off on it, you know, writing these pieces that, oh, we're in big, big trouble. You've got to raise 60 million quid. That's not difficult. If Madueke goes for 50, we've got to find 10 million from about 12 players that we could sell. I don't think we're going to have any issues, chap. I don't think we're going to have any issues. So let's not fall for clickbait. Let's not fall for clickbait, scaremongering pieces from Ziegler, because that's what he does and that's what he thrives off. To be honest, I don't really see the point in keeping George, because I don't think he's going to get much of a look in the Premier League. And we haven't got those Conference League minutes to give him. We haven't got those Conference League minutes to give him. So, yeah. Yeah, let's just quickly get to that as well. I think he'll stay. He'll stay. He will stay. I don't see there being an issue with that at all. He will absolutely stay. Chat, keep smashing the likes. We're on 91. We've got to run this up, chat. And of course, keep subscribing if you are new round here. Run it up, run it up, run it up, guys. Again, teams in the Saudi Pro League potentially looking at Jackson. But look, let's move away from Kudus, because it looks like, I mean, we sort of knew this anyway, but this has now come fresh from the horse's mouth. Max Allegri confirms Mike Maignan to Chelsea deal now completely off. I'm very happy he decided to stay. Mike remains the captain and is one of the best goalkeepers in Europe. This club's done a lot of good things. This is one of the most unforgivable things that we've done. This is truly shameful from us. Embarrassing. Whatever word you want to use. Whatever word you want to use, that's what this is. Because we had an opportunity to sign this guy. We had an opportunity to upgrade in a vital position in our team. And we refused. We refused. And now that option is off the table and gone. It was a complete waste of everybody's time. We want 25 mil. We're only going to give you 12. We want 25. We're only going to give you 12. We want 25. We're only going to give you 12. And what sort of negotiating is that? What sort of negotiating is that? Utter shite from the club. Really, really poor. We've done some good things, but this in particular here is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace that we've done that. Because if Sanchez is going in for season 3, chat, God help us all if we're getting season 3 Robert Sanchez. Because if we're getting season 3 Robert Sanchez, it's over. It's over before it started. It's over before it started if we get season 3 Robert Sanchez. This guy. I mean, look, we all knew this was the case. We all knew it was the case. But when you see it written there, when you see it written there, that it's not happening, and it was in our hands. It was in our hands, and we could have got that deal done. It's now gone. We're not going to bring another goalkeeper in. We're not going to bring a keeper in. It's poor. Smoke screen for what? Bro, we're not getting him. We're not getting him. Let's just be real here, chat. Let's just be real here. We're not getting him. Yep, he has the whole stadium nervous at games. Big up, big up. The club clearly does not rate Sanchez. We have been looking at a few keepers already. Bro, we're just window shopping. We've got no intention of buying anything. It's like when it's like what we're doing with a goalkeeper here is right. It's like when you go into those rich shops. It's like when you go into, I don't know, a Rolex shop. You've got no right to be in there. You know you're not. You know you're not buying anything, but you're still going to have a look. You know, that's like me, right? I've got my Series 4 Apple Watch, and I go into a Rolex shop, and I'm looking. No intention whatsoever of buying anything in that shop. None at all. And that is what Chelsea are doing. They've got Robert Sanchez, who's basically, for this analogy, let's call him an old iPod. And you go into the iPhone shop and you're having a little look round, knowing full well that you could buy something better, but you choose not to. Or you've got no intention of. Bro, these men are window shopping. These lot are window shopping when we should be actual shopping. We should be actually shopping. So anyway, that's done. We're not getting a goalkeeper this summer, chat. We're not. And if we do get another goalkeeper, it's not going to be better than what we've already got. I think we've safely established that. So yeah, I mean, look, there's still over a month of the window left. There's a long way to go this summer, but we have to be real. It's not looking particularly good for us, chat. It's not looking particularly good for us in the goalkeeping situation. And it's not looking particularly good right now. It's not looking particularly good right now in terms of a new goalkeeper coming in. This Sanchez will start making mistakes as soon as the transfer window is closed. Yeah, nothing can be done about it. As soon as that transfer window closes, Robert Sanchez is going to be up there doing his best to make mistakes. But hey, I don't know. I wouldn't read too much into that. I think it's pretty safe bet that he is going to Newcastle. But until it's done, I suppose there's always the worry that Chelsea could look to try and hijack it. That would be a problem. Yeah, the annoying thing is that we do some good stuff, but then we follow it up with doing some shit stuff. We do some things that make sense, and then we do some things that literally make zero sense. That's the problem, chat. We do some good things, and then we decide to go and do some absolutely shit things. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, we fumbled Mignan. That's exactly what we are. Exactly what we are. As the famous Gattuso quote goes, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And this was a sometimes maybe shit from us. We're not going to release some of the squad, but yeah, we will be moving players on. And that is a nice segue into the next bit, because Joao Felix has been talking, and he's been talking a lot. He's been talking a lot. Benfica is my home. One day I'll return. I don't know if it will be now or in a few years. If it is now, I'll be happy. Everyone knows that Benfica is the club of my heart. One day I will certainly return. I don't know if it will be now or in the future. I have some ideas in my head. Brother, it's time for you to go. He also said something the other day about Bruno Lage, who's the manager there now, being an important coach in his career. That certainly got is a benefit to his decision. And he said right now he's probably most inclined to join Benfica. Brother, go and join Benfica. Stop talking. Your transfer has been the biggest waste of time for everyone involved, biggest waste of money. And now you're like, yep, I want to go home to Benfica. Well, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Off you go. Don't waste our time anymore. Don't waste our time anymore, because your signing has been an absolute disgrace, and an absolute waste of everyone's money. Absolute waste of everyone's money, everyone's time, everyone's effort. One of the most pointless signings we've made. Could be the most pointless signing we've made under the Clear Lake administration. Could be the worst one. Could easily be the worst one. Could easily be the worst one. In fact, I think it's a pretty safe bet to assume this is the worst one, chat. The worst of the lot. The worst of the lot. I really do think that could be the case. The worst of the lot. But it looks like he's going to go to Benfica. We need to do a sale. I don't want any other situations where Rafael Leao is 26 going on 27. Yeah, Leao's 26 going on 27. So in the prime of his career. The prime of his career. So yeah. That's what we're looking at there. It was to sell Gallagher. It's just so stupid. You know, he basically wasted £45 million in order to sell someone for 32. So there we go. Nah, but Kellyman was 19 mil. I mean, like, he wasn't signed for the first team. That was a shit signing as well. But this one tops it. This one tops it, I'm afraid. No, because Malang Sarr barely cost any money. You know, that wasn't really that big of a deal. But 45 million on someone to start 3 Premier League games, and then he's done at the club. Complete waste of everyone's time and everyone's money, chat. Complete waste. No, bro, I don't expect the club to do anything. We know that Rodrigo's available this summer. We know that Rodrigo's about to leave. Is probably going to leave Real Madrid this summer. ESPN in Brazil saying that Man City, PSG, and Arsenal are the clubs that are interested. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. So we will see. Yep, Felix, just all he does is talk. And yeah, he's just not good enough. Not good enough. But you know my feelings on it. So he looks like that he will be returning home. Lukaku was actually half decent up until the point that he did that interview. Lukaku started the season really well, and he actually wasn't that bad. But yeah, as soon as we got to that point where he did the interview, it was then over for him. It was then over for him, and it was a major problem. And it was a major problem. As soon as that happened. But up until that point, he'd actually done pretty well up until that point. He'd actually done pretty well up until that point, chat. So, yeah, I just think Felix was literally a signing destined to fail from day one. Yeah, no, he's not going to leave whilst he's at the Club World Cup. No. It absolutely was, but it's a waste of time. So, look, I'm Chelsea. I'm looking at this, and the only way that Joao Felix can be allowed to leave on loan is if there's an option, if there's an obligation to buy at the end. No option, obligation. It's a permanent sale or it's a loan with an obligation to buy. Because we are not going to be loaning this brother out again and then covering some of his wages. We're just not doing that. We're not doing that. We're simply not. And then a further update on that, another report from Portugal and A Bola is that that Felix has returned to England while Benfica and Chelsea negotiate a transfer. Now, Felix was at the F1 yesterday at Silverstone, and apparently Benfica and Chelsea are negotiating a transfer. Now, what does this say? This is from A Bola. Joao Felix returned to England. Chelsea's Portuguese forward was at Silverstone, yet to watch the F1. Felix therefore returned to England while Benfica and Chelsea negotiate his transfer. And these were his quotes the other day. Bruno Lage, being the coach who I know and who was important for my career, adds to my decision, and I'm happy to return to Benfica. And that is probably where I'm most inclined to go. I feel that I need to be at home, and that is why Benfica is one of the ideas I have in my mind. Benfica is my home. One day I will return. I don't know if it will be now or in a few years. If it is now, yeah, we've done all that. So, yeah, I have some ideas in my head. Either stay in England or return to Benfica. Well, brother, no one in England is taking you. No one in England is taking you. So yeah, there we go. Well, reportedly, I mean, I haven't really seen this from anyone credible, but German publication Bild are saying that an approach has been made by Bayern Munich to Liverpool for Luis Diaz. Let's see if anything comes from it. Let's see if anything whatsoever comes from that. Chat, keep smashing up the likes. We're just shy of 200 in the building. We're 114 likes. Let's get this up to 150 minimum. That's got to be the minimum target, chat, 150. So there, mods, let's get to work on this. Keep smashing the likes. Keep subscribing if you are new round here. That would be greatly appreciated, guys. So yeah, run it up. And yeah, do your job with the subscribing as well, chat. But let's get these likes up. Basically it. That's basically it. Well, he's going to have to accept that that's what it is. He's going to have to accept that's what it is for him now, unfortunately. That is the situation. You're going to have to hold that, brother. And that's what you're going to have. If you want to leave, you need to reduce your wages. You want to go and play football, you've got to reduce your wages. Very, very simple. Go and reduce the wages and then leave, and we can forget this ever happened. Yes, big up to Morning Zombie. Yes. Up we go, chat. Up we go. So yeah, that's the latest on Felix. He wants to go back to Benfica. Apparently, Benfica and Chelsea are negotiating the transfer at this point in time. It's in the best interests of everyone for this to happen. Chelsea just need to make sure that it's permanent or there is a degree of permanency to this deal, whether it's a loan with an obligation. But this needs to be permanent. We need to move on. Even if it ends up being 30 million quid or something, just take it and run, and we keep it stepping, chat. That's how we've got to look at this. That's how we've got to look at this. So that's the latest on the future of Mr. Joao Felix, who wants to return to Benfica. I think it's time for my guy. Well, he's not even my guy, but I think it's time for my guy to move on. Time for my guy to move on. What's this here? We've got a little update on Mohamed Kudus from ex-West Ham United employee, who is very reliable when it comes to all things West Ham. Latest on Kudus. Chelsea in contact, but no package the club wanted. Only Spurs have bid. The top source at West Ham said, Spurs bid 50 million. We hope other clubs will come in. West Ham expecting Spurs to come back with an improved offer in the next day or so. So West Ham want a bidding war. West Ham want other clubs to come in. Now, it's interesting right now, chat. Why has no one gone in for Kudus yet? Surely Tottenham can't be the only team that want Mohamed Kudus badly. Chelsea probably do want Kudus, but they're a bit unsure about it right now, whether the finances and all that shit makes sense. But they don't seem to want him. They don't seem to want him, chat. They don't seem to want him. So, they don't seem to want him enough. Chelsea, I think, would take Kudus if the deal could involve players like Sanchez, Dewsbury Hall, or whatever. But it's clear West Ham want cash only. They want around £60 million, I think, is the number that we're looking at here. So, yeah, I don't see Chelsea being prepared to go for that. But West Ham, I think, are desperately hoping that another offer is going to come in. They're desperately hoping that a new offer will come in for Kudus. That's what they want. That's what they need. And that's what they're hoping for. Are they going to get that? Who knows? Who knows if they're going to get that or not? But it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one. He wasn't great last season. He played in a shit West Ham team, but you can't judge the quality of a player based off one season. Yeah, I think what you're looking at is maybe 60 plus add-ons. That's what I think you're looking at in regards to Mohamed Kudus. I think you're looking at 60 plus 55 plus 5 or 60 plus 5 or whatever. This is why Spurs are so intent on getting this done quickly. It's because there's no one else at the table right now. And when there's no one else at the table, it's very hard for them to miss out. Because as much as we joke about and banter about Spurs, the reality is that Spurs is an upgrade on West Ham. And that's what Kudus is looking for right now, an upgrade on West Ham. But yeah, I'd still be surprised. I'd still be surprised if we went to make a move for him. I'd still be surprised. I really would be. But it's not something I can see happening. Bro, Caicedo was good under Potter. Caicedo was good under Potter. Big up, bro. Hope you're doing well. If we get Kudus, what is Esteval? What? Look, I don't think we can be doing what ifs here. We either want to upgrade our squad or we don't want to upgrade our squad. We should want as many top players coming to the football club as possible. That's what we should be looking for. As many top players coming to this football club as possible, chat. As many as possible. I don't know, how many likes are we on? Someone let me know how many likes we're on. Have we reached the 150 yet, chat? Have we reached the 150 yet? Someone needs to let me know, but we need to run it up. So that's a small update on Mohamed Kudus. 120. Right, we need to get 30 more, chat. Let's keep it stepping. Let's keep it stepping. Run it up, run it up. Yeah, bro, this is sort of Rasmus Højlund conversion rates at the moment. We're better than this. We are better than this on this channel, on this community. We're better than this, so we need to make sure that we start delivering, chat. We need to make sure that we start delivering. So yeah, that's the latest on Mo Kudus. West Ham are hoping for more clubs to come to the table. Chelsea in contacts, but not the package the club wanted. Let's wait and see if we actually give them the package they want, or we actually make a deal and whatever. He's a win now guy. He's a win now guy. I'm not opposed to it, but it appears that it's unlikely to happen. But yeah, look, West Ham, yes, they do need to be patient. However, West Ham are in a position where they need to sell before they can buy. They need to sell before they can buy. So time is of the essence for them because they can't really make any signings or any investments until Kudus is gone. They need Kudus to go before that happens. But yeah, let's wait and see how it goes. But anyway, Moving away from there, we've got more updates on the future of Leslie Ugochukwu. And it's interesting here, chat, because there was a report from L'Equipe last night saying that Chelsea and Valencia were very close to an agreement for a loan deal for Ugochukwu. And then pretty much as soon as that came out, Fabrizio shut that down straight away. Chelsea are not accepting loan proposals for Ugochukwu as their priority is for a permanent sale. Valencia and more clubs interested, but Chelsea say no to loan move. There are Premier League clubs also keen. So this is the thing, right? If you're not for sale, so if you're for sale, Chelsea will make it very clear you're for sale, because this has come out very, very quickly, straight away, that this guy, loans are not being accepted. He's only going on a permanent. And do you know what? It's a bit of a shame about Ugochukwu. It is a bit of a shame because I actually like him. I actually think he's a decent player. I like him. I think he's a decent player, chat. But unfortunately, we're in a situation where, and this is one of the downsides of stockpiling a lot of talent. You know, I think he's he's basically become, I guess, what you would say collateral damage. You know, in terms of Chelsea's transfer policy, he's got a midfielder. He's a midfielder with a lot of potential. We've seen that potential, but because we signed Dario Asugu, he now needs to leave the club to further his career. And I guess the frustration here is that when you invest so heavily on so much talent, there's never even an opportunity for us as supporters to even judge some of them to see whether they're good enough or not. But I guess, you know, if we're being real here, and you could call this a cynical view, but it's probably accurate, is that many of these guys, like your Ugochukwus, are mainly flip for profits that are probably never intended to play for the first team. I think Mark Guiu is a prime example of this. We paid, what, €6 million release clause for him, and he's probably more expensive than that already, despite barely playing. You send him on loan to the Championship or somewhere like that, and we're probably doubling our money. We're doubling what we paid minimum on Guiu. So you can understand from a financial perspective why this makes sense, but then you get situations like an Ugochukwu, for example, when you never actually know, or you don't get the opportunity to see if any of these guys are actually good enough. So yeah, look, we've got great options in midfield, but ultimately, I like Leslie. I think he's a great profile. We're never going to know if he was good enough or not. We were never going to know if this guy was good enough or not, which is a problem. We were never going to know. Could easily happen to Paez. Could easily happen to Paez. Can easily happen to Paez. No doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it, chat. This can easily happen to Kendry Paez. I don't think it will happen to players like Esteban, Quenda, or anything like that. But a lot of these guys are flip for profit players. And yeah, look, as soon as you realize, right, that this is part of the policy and this is what's going to happen, then it becomes a bit easier to accept. It becomes a bit easier to accept that, you know what, this is what we do. and really only look at major signings and signings for the first team. A lot of these guys that are going to be squad players or guys that are going to spend time out on loan, they're more than likely going to be flipped for profit. And you just got to think about that. You just got to leave it at that. Take it for what it is. Bro, I don't think Pochettino had any say in signing Ugochukwu. I don't think he had any say in signing Ugochukwu. He was just presented with him. I think it's fair to say. Chat, 20 more likes to 150. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. 20 more likes to 150. Run it up, run it up. Run it up, run it up, run it up, chat. We need to get there. I don't know if, well, again, there's conflicting reports on that because apparently Paez is viewed as more of an alternative to Enzo Fernandez. I mean, who knows? But what we can say is, chat, we don't have to worry about seeing Paez in action for a while. We don't have to worry about seeing Paez in action for a while. Again, Wanyeri's the sign that just wouldn't make any sense. Why would you have Wanyeri, Paez, Esteval, and Quenda all the same age? Why? That does not lend itself to any form of sustainable squad building. Completely pointless. Completely pointless. Completely pointless, chat. Completely pointless. We're a stadium that holds 20k less than competitors. This is how we make up the difference. Yeah, I'm sure it is. All good, mate. All good. Pleased to hear. Pleased to hear. Pleased to hear. Good stuff, brother. Good stuff. What else? I mean, that's the only reason why I'd be here for it and why I'd enjoy it. That is the only reason I'd be here for it and I'd enjoy it, is for the Arsenal fan meltdown. Other than that, no. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it, chap. But that is a very good reason, and a reason that you're like, yeah, go on. Go on then. Go on then. Go on then. Go on then. So yeah, Ugochukwu is going to be sold permanently. That's the plan. Still, there's not an awful lot on outgoings though. Kepa's gone. Felix wants Benfica. Yes, we want to sell Ugochukwu, but what's happening with Ben Chilwell? What's happening with Raheem Sterling? What's happening with Amanda Breyer? What's happening with Axel Disasi? Just to reel a few off there. What's happening with Petrovic? Apparently that move to Sunderland was very, very close and about to happen. That was like a week ago nearly. And we've not heard anything. So what's going on there with that? You know, there's some interesting things that need to be sorted out, chat. There's some interesting things that absolutely need to be sorted, and they need to be sorted quick. But yeah, chat, what else are we saying? What else are we saying, guys? Have we got any questions about anything at all as well? Let me know. Let me know. But we've got the game against Fluminense tomorrow night. We've got Fluminense tomorrow night, semi-final settings. That's going to be very, very interesting. Going to be very, very interesting. Maresca press conference this evening. Yep. Not decided yet. Obviously, I'll let you guys know if I do. I'll let you guys know, but maybe not, because if we make the final, I need to be booking those flights to New York and tickets straight away, chat. Straight away, if we make the final. There could be no hanging about at full time. Zero hanging about at full time. No, I hear you. We can't have Sanchez as number one. But unfortunately, it looks like we're heading into season 3. It looks like we are heading into season 3, which is mental. Absolutely mental. Season 3, Robert Sanchez. Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. No. It's not like that. But it needs to be done. It needs to be done. It needs to be done. It's just me. I don't have any responsibilities, so it makes it a bit easier to do things like that. I mean, look, they're both top teams and teams that are going to be very difficult to beat. Probably say I'd just rather face Real Madrid, but you know, it's pretty difficult. I mean, it would be a crazy story, but even I think we can be fair here, chat, that even that is a little bit of a stretch, isn't it? Even that's a bit of a stretch. Maybe he will, but I think it's unlikely now. I think we will reach an agreement. We will find an agreement where both teams are happy. We'll compromise, and it'll get done. Simple. It'll get done, chap. It will get done. Yeah, it's an outstanding trophy. It looks so good. Would be unbelievable to win it. But we've got to get the job done tomorrow night first. Well, as long as it's not lightning, then we're fine. As long as it's not lightning, we'll be fine, chat. I mean, yeah, look, either one is ridiculously tough. And yeah, it will be difficult. So yeah, we're going to face a tough challenge, chat. We are going to face a tough challenge. No doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. I'm not sure we do. Look, if we get him, great. But I don't look at that and think, oh my God, Mo Kudus is an absolute necessity for us. I don't see that. I really don't see that at all. What would be the point? You know, I think sometimes you just got to be a little bit more careful. What would the point be in doing that? There wouldn't be much point, would there? Well, Pacho suspended for the semi-final. No. Chelsea definitely aren't going for Elanga. Even Newcastle should be able to get this deal done. There's literally no one else in for him. So you guys should be able to complete this deal. I mean, I can't remember the last time Newcastle completed actually signed a player where there was genuine competition. But yeah, here we are. Ortega might not be a bad option as goalkeeper. Yeah, it might not be. It might not be a bad option as goalkeeper. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Guys, we're 12 away from 150. Keep smashing up the likes. Let's get those final few likes done, chat. Let's get those final few likes in. Final few likes in, chat. This needs to happen. Run it up, run it up, run it up. We are almost there now, guys. Almost there. We're almost there, people. Probably Liverpool or City. Probably Liverpool or City. I don't see anyone else getting the job done, personally. So I'd say Liverpool or City at this stage. Liverpool or City at this stage. Yeah. One of those two, chat. One of those two for sure, in my opinion. What else have we got going on here? But yeah, I mean, the Fluminense game is going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting, the Fluminense game. No striker news, nothing. Chelsea aren't going to get another striker. I think that's pretty obvious. Chelsea are highly unlikely to sign another striker, chat. Highly unlikely to sign another striker. I personally don't see it. I personally don't see it. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong, chat. Yes, keep it going, guys. Big up to Morning Zombie. Big up. I mean, look, I think what's fair to say is, chat, is we've done some good business so far this summer, but there's still areas that we haven't addressed. There's a long way to go still, but there's areas we've not addressed. A goalkeeper, in my opinion, is essential, as is a backup for Marc Cucurella. We're literally hearing nothing about goalkeepers, and pretty much all summer we have heard virtually nothing at all about a left back. Hardly anything. Hardly anything. It's been good, but compared to the other clubs, it's not been good enough. So compared to the teams that we're trying to finish above, it hasn't been good enough, has it? It hasn't been good enough, chat, if we're being real. Compared to the teams that finished above us, if you look at the players that we've signed compared to the players that they've signed, unfortunately, it's not the case. Unfortunately, it's not the case, chat. The gap is not closing. The gap is not closing on that. Yeah, exactly. We need someone else. We need someone else. Yeah. Run it up, run it out. Thank you, bro. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, why that doesn't really seem, there doesn't seem to be an awful lot of urgency surrounding that is interesting, because surely we aren't looking to head into the summer. Surely we aren't looking to head into the summer, into this new season, sorry, with the backup left back. The plan is to use Malo Gusto there. Surely we're not doing that, chat. Surely we're not doing that. I mean, surely not. I mean, we can't be. We can't be, can we? Surely we can't be. We need someone, And we need someone fast. We need someone fast. But I don't really see us getting someone fast, unfortunately. I don't see us getting someone fast, unfortunately. But as I said, a long way to go. So you do never know. You do never know. But it's, I don't know. I think it's looking unlikely. I think it's looking unlikely. And then goalkeeper, I don't see it either. Another centre back, I think they're going to stick with Mamadou Sarr. I honestly think they're going to stick with Mamadou Sarr. I really do. And there's been no, with centre backs, there's literally been no links whatsoever. It's not officially confirmed, no, but it's it's heading in that direction, and it will be done. It'll be done soon. I imagine it will be done this week. So yeah, that's looking pretty close. That's looking pretty close. No, we don't joke like that, because never say never. I know Pochettino's not here anymore, but it's definitely a possibility. You know, it could be a possibility. If we're keeping players like Sanchez, we may as well stick with Sarr and Achimpong. Because as soon as we signed Liam Delap, we were never going to go for Gyökeres. I think that Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea were really ever seriously in for Gyökeres. I don't think we were ever seriously in for him. So, yeah, we just weren't seriously in for him. So it's one of those, isn't it, where I think the only reason why there were links was because of with us needing a striker. But really, I don't think the interest was ever really serious. I don't think it was really ever anything more than surface level interest on our behalf. Because we never made any approaches, we never made any offers or anything like that. So, yeah. Yeah, probably. How much is Hato going for? No idea. I would think around 50 million euros, maybe 40, 45 million pounds, something like that. Maybe a bit less. I don't really know, because we haven't had that sort of information. We haven't had that sort of information. So it's difficult to know. But I would think maybe around some sort of 40 million pound price tag. I would say maybe some sort of 40 million pound price tag. But again, hard to tell, because the situation has not been there. Yeah, possibly, but the priority was always the lap. The priority was always the lap. Gyökeres was never the priority. Just like Osimhen was never a priority this summer. Delap was the guy they wanted, and they got Delap. They got him. So, I don't have the answer to that. I don't have the answer to that. Again, I mean, I don't know how true that is in terms of Chelsea and Scalvini. I've not really seen that anywhere. Whether it is true or not, I don't know. But yeah, I've certainly not seen that, chat. It's all right. I would have liked better, but I think the reality is that we probably aren't going to get better. I would have liked better, but yeah, I think it's pretty clear to see, chat, that we aren't going to get better. And so it is what it is, really, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. You know, the fact that we signed Quenda and Asugu from Sporting, and if we didn't mention Gyökeres at all in those conversations, then we obviously never wanted the guy. We were obviously never interested and never wanted him. If Chelsea wanted Victor Gyökeres, we would have signed him. I think we would have signed him. The reality is that Gyökeres probably was never really that high on Chelsea's thinking. He was probably never that high on Chelsea's thinking, chat. And that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. He was never that high on the thinking. And yeah, that's it. Is Jackson going to stay? I think he probably will. I think he probably will stay. And I think Kudus, yeah, right now at this point, I think Kudus probably does end up at Tottenham. Yeah, in a certain extent we are, because again, I still think we lack depth on the left-hand side. We're lacking depth on the left-hand side. We're also lacking 5 likes to get to 150. So let's smash the likes out for the final 5, chat. Run it up, run it up. Let's get these last 5, still over 150 in the building. Let's get these last 5 likes up, chat. Last 5 likes up. But yeah, no, Jackson, I don't see going. I don't see a big enough offer coming in for him. I don't get the impression that he's going to leave. But it'll be very interesting to see who he starts tomorrow night. Because if he goes with Joao Pedro over Jackson again, then that's not looking particularly good for him, is it? It's not looking particularly good for him if that does happen. Yeah, look, we'll get sales. We'll get sales. I know it's a little bit slow right now and all that, but we will get sales, chat. We'll get sales, and then we have to go from there and assess the situation. But we will get sales. That's something that I'm not particularly worried about, is Chelsea and player sales. That's something that we're very good at. That's something that we are very good at. So I don't have any concerns in that regard there. So we will see. We'll see, chat. No, we haven't sold Petrovic yet either, no. Yeah, there'll be a show tomorrow. Yeah, there'll be a show tomorrow. Absolutely, there will be. We've got tomorrow live with Dan Potts tomorrow. Football's 12th man. We are live. Potts will be jumping on the show, and we're discussing Chelsea, Arsenal, Madueke, Wanyeri, transfer window in general. So yeah, show tomorrow with Potts. Same time as today, live at 12 p.m. Live at 12 p.m. Yeah, Saudi clubs apparently have got some interest in Jackson, but again, I don't see Jackson going to the Pro League. No chance. Not in my opinion. No, we haven't sold Petrovic yet, but we will. I think it's obvious that Petrovic will be sold, chat. I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's more than pretty obvious. It's very obvious. To a certain extent, but I still think we're in quite a strong negotiating position. I still believe we're in quite a strong negotiating position, chat. But yeah, we see. But it'd be interesting to see what sort of deals we do, what prices we get for these players as well. But I think we can be confident that we'll get something decent. I think we can be confident we'll get something decent, chat. That is for sure on that. But anyway, guys, I'm going to round this one out here. Thoughts on Andre Santos in a deep role? Yeah, he played really well. Did a really good job. Going to round this one out here, guys. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out. Keep smashing the likes on the way out. Please subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks for your support as always. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon, chat. Greatly appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow with Dan Potts transfer show midday UK time, same time as today. Make sure you stay tuned in for that. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see what the next 24 hours has got in store for us. Up the Chelsea, and I'm out. Peace.